And welcome back, Year 4. We're back again making another instrument for our homemade orchestra. Today we are going to be making our second percussion instrument. To show us what we're going to be making, Luca's going to be demonstrating the kind of instrument which I know you've all used. You will all have seen at least, and most of you will have used in school. So do you want to show us, Luca? Thank you very much. And what is that you're playing?
A shaker.
That's right, it's a shaker. And the shaker is probably the easiest to make of all. And in some ways, the ones that sounds the most impressive. It sounds most like a shaker you might buy in a shop. And we need, but again, very few things that we need really, stuff that you've all got at home. We're going to need some sort of a can, whether it's an empty, I've got an empty coffee can here, but it might be an empty can of baked beans or whatever, any sort of can. You're going to need some dried well, I've got some lentils here, but you can use lentils, we might use rice, we might use chickpeas, anything like that we've got where we can get lots of those little things that we're going to put inside our shaker so they can shake around and make those noises. Obviously we want them raw so they can be nice and hard and they're not going to break down and they're going to make that sound. And then we just need some tape to make sure that it doesn't, the lid doesn't come off and it doesn't all fly out. So again, very, very simple. I'm sure you're all ahead of me. So we can get one of these cans. We're just going to put a handful of our lentils in there. And you can hear, as they're going in already, they're hitting the sides of the can. They're making it vibrate and those sound waves are coming out and you can already hear them. So we're going to put a few more. We don't want it to be too full because then when we shake it, there's not going to be much sound. But also we want there to be enough in there that it's going to make a nice loud sound. So I'm going to put, I don't know if you can see in there, it's not got lots and lots of lentils in there, but we've got enough in there. Can you see? There we go. And I think that's probably about enough. I'm going to put one more handful just to make sure. Can you see? Still not very full at all. Yeah, that's the amount. So then I'm going to put the lid back on my coffee can. There we go. And we're just going to tape it down just to make sure that when we're shaking it and we're getting carried away with our rhythms, it's not all going to fly out and we're going to have lentils everywhere. There we go. So that's nicely, safely taped down. Whoop. And there we have it. That's probably enough, but we'll put one more on just to be safe. And here we go. There's our shaker. Now let's try it out. I like that. Now when we're using our shaker, there's a few things to remember. First of all, the best way of doing it is if we try and we hold up our hand like that with our shaker holding it like that. We're trying to move from our elbow really. We don't want to do like that. We don't want to do it from our wrist. We want a nice big movement. So we want to pivot from our elbow like that. So we're moving like that, back and forth, towards us and away. We want nice big movements because we don't want it. If we do sort of like loose movements like that, then it kind of sounds a little bit loose. We don't really get the definition, we don't really get the beat. We want it to have a nice strong beat, so we want to be able to hear it. We want to make those lentils in there knock against one side of the can and then knock against the other side of the can to get it vibrating and get that those nice tones. So let's try it out like that. And there you have it. Now what you can do is, again, like with everything else we've done, you can experiment with trying using different things. So for example, I've got one here made out of a Pringles can. Now because that isn't metal, that's actually cardboard, it's quite hard, but you get a slightly different sound. Also, it's a lot bigger. So you do get a slightly different sound. It's not quite so sharp as that one. Try it out for yourself, see what you think. You can use, like I say, a can. We've got an empty can of soup here. You can use that. Again, as usual, experiment. See what you can find. Let's try it. So now we've got our drums that we made last time. So Luca's going to play us a little beat on those drums. And I'm just going to accompany him on the shaker to see how we can use all the instruments we made together. So off you go, Luca. Nice loud beat so we can hear it. Now, do you remember when we made our drums last time, I asked you to save the tops of the bottles? Well, this is where they're going to come in handy, really. Because if we sort of turn them around like that and put them to our lips, really, just by speaking into them, you can hear that it's amplifying the sound of my voice. Hello. It's a bit like a megaphone. But what we can do is we can also use it to make sort of trumpet-like sounds. We can go, just sing a little note into it and just see, experiment. Again, try and see what sounds good. What kind of sounds can you get? What about if you cover it with your hand? Makes a sort of muffled sound, and then we can open it and go. So we can get all those sounds out of it. So let's try it. Do you want to give us a beat again, Luca? Okay, Year 4. Thank you very much.